Well, voters also agreed to dig into their pocketbooks and fund a majority of school referendums that were on ballots across the state. 62% of them passed last night. Jennifer Hoff is digging deeper into what this means for districts. Jennifer?
Julie, it's a lifeline, really, when state and federal funding streams are stagnant, especially for those smaller districts like Crosby-Ironton. One of the more rural success stories that, had its levy not passed, would have been staring down $1 million deficit.
Crosby, Minnesota, known for mining north of the cities, is now seeing a mountain biking boom, a success amongst the struggles weighing on school superintendent Rick Ollie.
We had significant hills to climb. We had to gain the trust of the public.
The district was facing $1 million deficit, and asking voters to approve a levy was Ollie's last shot after one failed the last 2 years, forcing more cuts then.
We're at our wits' end, and our school board struggled with conversations about how to make these reductions if it didn't pass.
Including at least 6 more teachers, every organized sport, and custodians. Except last night, voters showed up, 1,600 more than before, passing the levy in what Ollie calls a landslide.
I woke up, I took my first deep breath since probably the beginning of August, but we did it.
New data shows 62% of levies passed across the state, most of which were operating ones, funding day-to-day expenses like salaries and transportation, despite a tough showing last year and even tougher economic times ahead. Experts say this trend was better than expected.
I think Minnesotans also understand the value of public education and how important strong schools are to their communities and also to their own property values.
Ollie says the levy here will raise an average homeowner's property taxes some $300 a year. Grateful for the support amidst such hardship.
Everything we're doing, we want the community to know we are going to be good stewards of their tax dollars.
And those levies paired with state funding is historically how Minnesota has paid for public schools. Although how much the state contributes is always a gamble, and that funding stream is quite stagnant, as we mentioned, right now as we look to the future. Other hardships include unfunded state mandates and falling enrollment, everything we've been reporting on now for some time. But all the more reason that voters perhaps showed up, Julie, right, for their schools and their communities.
All right, interesting. Thank you, Jennifer.